July 18, 1984, started like any other summer day in San Ysidro, California. People went about their routines, unaware that tragedy was about to strike. At a local McDonald's restaurant, families gathered for meals, children played, and employees served customers. However, this ordinary day would soon be etched in history for the horrific violence that unfolded. This McDonald's became the scene of one of the deadliest mass shootings in U.S. history. At approximately 3:40 p.m., a man named James Oliver Huberty entered the restaurant. He was armed with a terrifying arsenal: a 9mm Uzi semi-automatic, a Winchester pump-action shotgun, and a 9mm Browning HP. Without warning, Huberty opened fire, unleashing a hailstorm of bullets upon the unsuspecting crowd. The restaurant, once filled with laughter and conversation, transformed into a scene of chaos and terror. The San Ysidro McDonald's massacre, as it came to be known, was a horrific act of violence that shook the nation. 21 innocent lives were brutally cut short that day, and 19 others were injured. The victims ranged in age from 8 months to 74 years old. This tragedy left an enduring scar on the San Ysidro community, a stark reminder of the devastating consequences of gun violence. For an agonizing 77 minutes, terror reigned inside the San Ysidro McDonald's. Huberty, fueled by rage and armed with his deadly weapons, moved through the restaurant, firing indiscriminately. His victims had nowhere to hide, trapped in a confined space with a madman. Witnesses later recounted the horrifying sights and sounds of that day: the deafening roar of gunfire, the shattering glass, the screams of people pleading for their lives. Huberty's rampage continued unabated as police surrounded the restaurant. They were faced with a chaotic and volatile situation, unsure of the layout inside and the number of hostages Huberty held. Every minute that ticked by heightened the tension, the fear palpable among both the authorities and those trapped inside. The gravity of the situation was clear. Lives hung in the balance. As the minutes stretched into an hour, a SWAT team positioned a sniper on a nearby rooftop. Their objective was clear: neutralize the threat and end the carnage. Finally, at 5:17 p.m., the sniper fired a single fatal shot, killing Huberty and bringing an end to the massacre. The silence that followed was deafening, a stark contrast to the chaos that had just transpired. In the aftermath of the massacre, the nation grappled with the question that always follows such tragedies: why? Who was James Oliver Huberty, and what drove him to commit such a horrific act? Born in 1942, Huberty's life was marked by personal and professional struggles. He had difficulty holding down a job, and his mental health deteriorated in the years leading up to the shooting. Huberty's wife, Etna, later revealed that he had a history of paranoia and violent outbursts. She described him as a ticking time bomb, a man consumed by his inner demons. In the days before the massacre, Huberty had become increasingly erratic, expressing paranoid delusions and making threats. He had even attempted to seek mental health treatment but was turned away due to a lack of available resources. Huberty's case highlighted the critical need for accessible mental health care. It also raised questions about the role of societal factors, such as unemployment and social isolation, in contributing to mass shootings. However, it's important to note that mental illness is not a direct cause of violence. The vast majority of people with mental health issues are not violent and are more likely to be victims of violence than perpetrators. The San Ysidro McDonald's massacre sent shockwaves throughout the nation and left an enduring scar on the community. The victims, many of whom were families and children, became tragic symbols of the devastating consequences of gun violence. In the immediate aftermath, the community rallied together, offering support to the victims' families and grappling with their own grief and trauma. However, the healing process was long and arduous. The massacre left an indelible mark on the psyche of San Ysidro, a constant reminder of the fragility of life and the ever-present threat of gun violence. The McDonald's restaurant, once a place of community and joy, became a symbol of tragedy and loss. It was eventually demolished and a memorial was erected to honor the victims. The massacre also had far-reaching implications for public safety and gun control. It sparked a national debate about the accessibility of firearms and the need for stricter gun control measures. The tragedy served as a stark reminder of the devastating consequences of unchecked access to weapons of war. It forced the nation to confront the uncomfortable reality that such horrors could happen anywhere, at any time.